When it comes to the 2013 film The Wolf of Wall Street, directed by Martin Scorsese and based on Jordan Belfort's real-life experiences, the question often arises, how much of it is true? The movie is filled with wild parties, drug-fueled chaos, and shocking financial misdeeds. But how much of this outrageous story aligns with reality? Here we'll dive into the video. Number 10. Jordan Belfort's first day as a stockbroker happened on Black Monday. Belfort's first day as a licensed stockbroker was on the notorious Black Monday, October 19, 1987. On that fateful day, the stock market experienced a historic drop, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average plummeting 508 points, a staggering 22% drop, the biggest since the Great Depression. This event not only rattled markets around the world, but also shaped Belfort's early career. Just as depicted in the film, he was soon laid off as the financial sector was thrown into turmoil, setting the stage for his journey into the darker side of Wall Street. The aftermath of Black Monday led to widespread panic and a lack of investor confidence, resulting in countless layoffs in firms like LF Rothschild, where Belfort worked. It also became a defining moment for many young brokers, as they learned firsthand how quickly fortunes on Wall Street could turn. Number 9. Stratton Oakmont's outrageous office parties. Stratton Oakmont, Belfort's firm, was notorious for its wild, extravagant parties. The film shows employees indulging in debauchery, and while it may seem exaggerated, these events actually happened. Belfort himself admitted that the film toned down the real-life excesses, from hiring sex workers to over-the-top pranks, including one infamous incident where a co-founder ate an employee's goldfish. The culture at Stratton Oakmont was one of hedonism and chaos. The crazy atmosphere is captured in the movie, but Belfort insists it was even more out of control than shown on screen. Employees would routinely engage in activities that would raise eyebrows in any corporate setting, and the work hard, play harder mentality was ingrained in the firm's ethos. These parties, while fun for some, also reflected the toxic environment where excess was the norm and professional boundaries were non-existent. Number 8. Jordan nearly crashed his helicopter while high. One of the film's most intense moments is when Belfort, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, almost crashes his helicopter while heavily under the influence. This isn't just cinematic flair. Belfort did, in fact, nearly crash a helicopter in 1993 while flying to his Long Island estate. According to his co-pilot, who was also his yacht captain, Belfort was in such bad shape that they barely managed to land without a deadly accident. The pilot advised him to close one eye to reduce his double vision, a detail that made its way into the film. Belfort's dependency on drugs such as Quaaludes not only impaired his judgment, but also made him a constant danger to himself and others. Despite numerous close calls, his reckless behavior continued for years until his eventual arrest. The fact that he survived these experiences only adds to the legend of his outlandish lifestyle. Number 7. His yacht sank in a storm. In another dramatic sequence, Belfort's yacht sinks while he's high on drugs. This event really did happen, though the details were slightly altered for the movie. In real life, Belfort was sailing to Sardinia, not Monaco, with several guests, including his wife. Fueled by drugs, he insisted they brave a violent storm. The yacht ultimately sank, but the real incident involved the crew pushing a helicopter off the deck to allow rescue helicopters to land. It's a testament to the danger Belfort constantly put himself and others in during his reckless years. The sinking of the yacht, which was ironically named Naomi after his second wife, marked one of the many chaotic episodes in Belfort's high-flying lifestyle. It also serves as a metaphor for the inevitable collapse of his financial empire, which had been built on deceit and greed. Number 6. Donnie swallowed a goldfish. One of the most bizarre scenes in The Wolf of Wall Street is when Donnie Adzoff, played by Jonah Hill, swallows an employee's goldfish. This actually happened. The character Donnie is based on Danny Porish, who reportedly became enraged at an employee for cleaning his fishbowl. To humiliate him, Porish grabbed the goldfish and ate it. While many elements of the film are dramatized, this strange act of power and humiliation was real. The goldfish incident is one of the many examples of how Stratton Oakmont's work environment was more like a frat house than a financial institution. The firm's leadership often rewarded loyalty and aggression, even in twisted ways, and the culture of dominance was encouraged through extreme measures. These kinds of power plays helped maintain the firm's cutthroat atmosphere, where no one felt safe from humiliation. Number 5. Jordan crashed his car while high on Quaaludes. Another wild sequence in the film involves Belfort crashing his Lamborghini while high on Quaaludes. As absurd as this scene may seem, it's rooted in truth. Belfort was indeed under the influence of powerful drugs when he crashed his car, but what makes this scene especially memorable is how he recalls the event. Belfort said he was in such a state that it's amazing he didn't kill himself or anyone else on the road. The destruction caused by his addiction wasn't only financial, it was literal too. Quaaludes, a sedative hypnotic drug, was Belfort's substance of choice, and his abuse of them reached dangerous levels. These drugs impaired his motor skills and judgment to such an extent that he often blacked out, with little memory of his actions. This incident was one of many that showed just how far his life had spiraled out of control due to his addiction. Number 4. He tried to warn his friend while wearing a wire. In the film, after Belfort is arrested, he agrees to cooperate with the FBI by wearing a wire to incriminate his close friend Donnie Azoff. During one meeting, Belfort tries to slip Donnie a note warning him of the wire, a move that ultimately gets him into even deeper trouble. While the names are changed, this event is based on a real incident. Belfort tried to warn his real-life friend, Dave Beale, about his cooperation with the authorities. How the FBI discovered this remains a mystery to Belfort to this day. The act of passing the note showed Belfort's reluctance to fully betray his friends, even when faced with significant jail time. However, this move ultimately backfired, leading to harsher consequences. The betrayal within the firm became one of the final nails in the coffin for the once powerful bond shared between Belfort and his inner circle. Number 3. Stratton Oakmont's pump and dump schemes. The core of Belfort's fraudulent empire was Stratton Oakmont's pump and dump stock schemes. The firm would inflate the price of worthless stocks by aggressively selling them to investors, only to then dump their own shares, leaving the price to plummet. Investors were left with essentially worthless assets, while Belfort and his cohorts made millions. While the film portrays the general idea, the actual devastation caused by these schemes was massive. Belfort and his company stole millions, leaving countless investors in financial ruin. Pump and dump schemes are illegal but hard to trace, and Belfort's firm took advantage of the lack of oversight in the financial markets during the time. Stratton Oakmont was one of the most notorious firms involved in these fraudulent activities, and their operations contributed to the tightening of regulations in the financial sector in the years that followed. Number 2. The arrest of the Swiss banker led to Jordan's downfall. In the movie, Jordan's downfall comes after a Swiss banker is arrested, leading authorities back to his money laundering operation. This also holds a kernel of truth. Belfort laundered his illegal earnings through Swiss banks, aided by a banker introduced to him by a Stratton Oakmont employee. The arrest of a key Swiss banker on unrelated charges provided the FBI with the lead they needed to bring down Belfort's empire. While the specifics are not fully known, this turn of events played a significant role in his eventual capture. The use of Swiss banks to hide illicit funds was a common practice for many in the financial world at the time, and Belfort believed it would protect him from U.S. authorities. However, the tightening of international banking regulations and increased cooperation between governments eventually caught up with him. Number 1. Belfort's post-prison career as a sales trainer and motivational speaker. After serving only 22 months of a 4-year sentence, Belfort emerged from prison and reinvented himself as a motivational speaker and sales trainer. His book, The Wolf of Wall Street, became the foundation for the film, and his straight-line sales system became a successful business model. Despite his criminal past, Belfort capitalized on his notoriety and built a new career, traveling the world to share his experiences and offer sales advice. The movie accurately captures his transformation from notorious stockbroker to sales guru, even showing his famous "sell me this pen" pitch. Belfort's post-prison career is a study in personal branding. He leveraged his fame and infamy to market himself as a reformed figure who could teach others the skills he used to amass wealth, albeit this time legally. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the Wolf of Wall Street and the real-life events behind it, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let us know in the comments which moment shocked you the most, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And of course, ring the bell to stay updated on all our latest content. Thanks for watching.